Welcome back to Hotline Radio. This is the Nikki Clarke Radio Show, and the show is about conversations that matter. People who are out there making great changes in the world. People from all walks of life who have transformational stories. One story at a time, the transformations are being made. And we have another individual on the line who is doing great things. She is a award-winning speaker, a writer, a trainer, coach, and consultant, and her mission involves helping people to have a greater impact in the world through enhanced communication and leadership skills. Please welcome Deborah Austin to the show. How are you doing today,
Hello,
Deborah?
Nikki. I'm great. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time with us today. It's appreciated.
Well, I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome. So let's get to it. Tell us about your background leading up to being a keynote speaker, writer, trainer, coach, consultant extraordinaire.
Well, Nikki, I was born and raised in Toronto. I'm a very proud Torontonian, and I'm sure my journey resembles a lot of your audience members' journeys in that you have innate skills and talents that you love doing, and you follow the tried and true route. You go to school. I have a degree in international relations, and then after I graduated from university, I started to work, and throughout my teenage years and when I was in my 20s, I've always been involved in the community in some shape or form. So that could be through Toastmasters, that could be through other nonprofit organizations, and I had informally coached and mentored people, and I really love that, particularly on the leadership front. So when I started to work in the public sector, I also have some media background, as well as part of my professional experience. It was really this love of wanting to help people bring out their innate gifts and talents that led me to start my own training, coaching, and consulting business to make a greater impact in the world so that people could get their incredible work out into the world.
Yes, absolutely. And tell us about the people who've gravitated to you as clients. What kind of services have you rendered with them? And when you describe who you've worked with, can you think of one particular scenario or situation of incredible transformation?
Sure. Well, my company is called Deborah Austin Coaching and Consulting Services, and we do offer training, coaching, and consulting. And my clients are people who are entrepreneurs, small business owners, and corporate professionals. And when they come to me specifically for coaching services, it's one-to-one coaching. And my clients have been people who have been MBA, university lecturers, and consultants. And they come to me because they really want to build their confidence, particularly when it comes to their public speaking and leadership skills. And I'm just amazed. I often say that as a coach, I don't tell people what to do. It's my job to bring out those innate gifts and talents. I think that everyone is like an unpolished diamond. And as a coach, you're just helping people to polish up their innate abilities to bring it out. So I can think of one person who comes to mind who came to me for some public speaking and presentation skills coaching. And she was a university lecturer. And she started her own business, and she was so confident in front of her students. But when it came to making that transition into her own business, there was a lack of confidence. So we did several coaching sessions together, and I really worked with her to develop her vision, not just in terms of developing her leadership and her communication skills, but ultimately who she wanted to be and the impact of what she wanted to do in the community. And before I start with the mechanics of public speaking coaching, that's where I start with my clients. Like, who do you want to be, that vision? Because if that vision component is missing, it's very difficult to get the other pieces in place. And then after her work, her confidence was built, and then she started to go out there, have those sales conversations, and do other volunteer work that she had put on the back burner.
That's a very interesting point, Deborah, in terms of following through with a vision. There are some incredibly talented people that I've come across in my lifetime, but for lack of vision, there was no alignment for provision. So it just appeared that they were particular direction. Do you know what I mean? So having a vision is very important, and to have someone to coach you through that is a very vital thing in order to step into your passion work. Would you agree with that?
100%, Nikki. I'm sure even when you think of your show, you're helping so many people to get their visions out, but you must have a vision for how you want your show to evolve and expand, and you're helping people. And I think a lot of people, it could just be through, family conditioning, societal programming. People sometimes get disconnected from their authentic self. So knowing what your values are and then asking yourself honestly, am I living my values? And then sometimes you may find that there is a disconnect. You've espoused one thing, but the actual reality is that you've become very disconnected from your core values. So as a coach, that's what I really love doing. I love helping people to get connected with who they are, so that in turn, when they develop their leadership skills or their public speaking skills, they said, okay, well, this is the reason why I want to speak. I want to help, marginalized women or abused children, or help people to become better parents. They're very clear on that vision piece. So it's like a return to yourself, being authentic, not trying to emulate someone else and be someone else, but use your own gifts and talents to make an impact. And some people, they may have a larger impact. Oprah has this huge impact. Someone else may have a smaller impact. That doesn't mean that their impact is any less valid. It's just different, right? So I think being in touch with your vision is a key piece.
Absolutely, and I was just going to say, like, every ripple has an effect, whether it be small or big. It still makes that impact. So there's no small roles, like they say in the acting world. Everybody has a purpose.
Absolutely.
And absolutely. And I was just thinking too that when you said about family conditioning, I think that can be a number one setback for many people, because we are conditioned as children to trust your environment. And who are the first people in your environment? Your parents, your extended family, and you want to, in order to keep harmony, is to please them first. And sometimes that means they set up an idea of who they want you to be, and that can happen for a while, until that becomes very frustrating and kind of going nowhere for you, because the passion has run out, and then you have to fall back into your authentic self. So that's a really good point that you made. Who do you find are the ones who have the most areas of being stuck personally or professionally in terms of gender? Would you say it's equal, or do you find that men have more issues where it comes to needing that kind of leadership, stepping into their own, or would it be women?
You know what? I think everyone is grappling with some issue, and I think, again, you hit on the nail when you talk about family programming and conditioning, because it goes back to how core beliefs are developed. Like, do you feel worthy of your success? Do you feel worthy to achieve this goal? And again, in my personal experience, some people may feel differently. It seems to me that the women clients that I've worked with in a coaching capacity, many of them are so talented and so brilliant, yet they hold themselves back, and they really discount what they bring to the world. So in terms of gender, in my experience, I would have to say that it's women who really, in many instances, they hold back their talents, and they have so much to give, and they want to give, but it's breaking through those internal barriers, although there's a lot of systemic barriers, but breaking through some of those core beliefs about being worthy to go after what you want in life. And the question I always ask is, who are you looking to give you permission? If you're looking for someone to give you permission, it's not going to happen. You have to give yourself permission. Right? And it's a process. It really is a process.
Do you find, too, with that idea, that thought that women are socialized to feel guilty about making choices? They should fall under, being, say if they're a mother, they should fulfill that role, and they shouldn't venture into other things. They can't have more than one role. It has to be done, one has to be done well, or the other will lack. So women may feel guilty, well, if I'm not a powerful career woman, then I'm not going to be a good enough mother, or vice versa. So do you find the guilt is one of the parts of holding women back in stepping into their power?
I think that's a very accurate assessment. I think because of the many roles that women have to play, again, society tends to make women feel guilty with these competing roles. So I often say that you can have it all, but not just at the same time, right? So if you have small children, maybe you need to focus on your children, on your career at certain points as well. But I think there is more pressure on women to perform in various ways.
Amazing. So what was the transformation like for you, stepping into your passion work?
The transformation for me was that I projected myself far into the future as an older woman, and I thought about it. I don't want to be the type of person who has major regrets in their life. I think everyone has some at some point, but I really want to be the person who did live my values.
Deborah, I wanted to ask you about your transformation. Now that you've stepped into a very blessed role of helping others, how have you been transformed in this passion work?
Well, Nikki, I could probably give you a long list, but I know we have a specified amount of time, so I'll try to make it short for you. This journey has been incredible. There have been ups, there have been downs, but what has been so amazing about it is that I have evolved. I would even say spiritually. I've come into my own. My routine has changed, and when I see people develop, it really encourages me to go further into my mission in terms of helping people as well. And it's just forced me really to look at my own values and to question, am I living them? And I have to say for the most part I am. And so that, for me, is one of the great things about having a good life. Can you, at the end of your life, say that you're living your values? And so as I go deeper into my work by helping people, I live more of my values and I use more of my gifts and talents in the communication and leadership areas to help other people. So I've been transformed in so many ways. Again, I could probably speak to you for a longer time, but that's sort of it in a nutshell.
Well, I think we can share even more when you're on the stage in front of a live audience and really get into more of all the wonderful things that you do. But for the sake of time, we're going to have to close now. But I want us to know, what is next for you? Do you have any upcoming workshops, or are you traveling? Any keynote speaking engagements?
Well, right now I'll be working individually with clients one-to-one, and there are a few things that are being finalized now. So for the summer, that's going to be my key focus area, working one-on-one with my coaching clients.
Fantastic. And where can
enjoying
people
family
find you?
over the summer.
Yes. You've got to put that in the schedule, definitely. And
what about you, Nikki? I know you're such a hard worker.
Well, yeah, I work hard and I play hard. That's my life. And yes, family is important. Family first. I have 3 children and great friends. So, yes, always got to make time for them because that's what life's about, right? It's about
love and family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm really grateful for your time with us today and learning about what you do and how people can help themselves through your mentorship and coaching. And how can people connect with you?
Well, I am located, of course, on the World Wide Web, so you can reach out to me or any of your viewers or listeners. I'm at www.deborahangelaustin.com, and Austin is Austin. So all my information is there, and I also write. I'm a writer, so I have some blogs on different topics that people may be interested in checking out.
Beautiful. You've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on Hotline Radio, and you've been tuning in to an incredible woman who's making wonderful waves in the community to help people empower themselves, Deborah Austin. She's going to be on our show later on in a few weeks, so you don't want to miss that live taping. And again, Deborah, thank you for your time. You have a beautiful and productive day, and we'll catch up soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being on your show, and you have a wonderful day also.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye.